alcohol becomes permission. Permission to stop caring, to stop performing, to stop managing everything and everyone. Permission to stop carrying everyone else's expectations. For a few hours, the good girl gets to clock out. And that feels amazing until it doesn't. Have you ever agreed to something you didn't want to do? Not because you had to, not because someone forced you, but because disappointing someone else felt worse than disappointing yourself. Maybe it was dinner plans. Maybe it was taking on another project at work. Maybe it was volunteering for something when your calendar was already overflowing. Maybe it was saying yes when every cell in your body was screaming no. Or maybe it was pouring another glass of wine because everyone else was drinking and you didn't want to be the difficult one. I'd like you to sit with that for a moment. How many decisions in your life have been made because you didn't want to disappoint someone else? And how many were made because you genuinely wanted them? I'm Victoria English, head coach at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. Today, I want to talk about a woman. You probably know her well, very well. You may have spent your entire life being her. She's responsible, helpful, reliable, accommodating, successful, selfless. She's the woman everyone loves, the woman everyone counts on, the woman who keeps everything together, the woman who never wants to be a burden, the woman who doesn't ask for much, the woman who handles it, the one who quietly carries the weight of the world while smiling and telling everyone, I'm fine. I call her the good girl. And today, I think it's time to throw her a retirement party. Not because she's bad, not because she's failed, but because she's exhausted. And if I'm being honest, I think a lot of women are exhausted too. I coach high-achieving people for a living. Executives, entrepreneurs, physicians, attorneys, business owners, people who from the outside appear incredibly successful. And over the years, I've noticed something fascinating. Many of the women I coach have a similar story. Different details, backgrounds, careers, but the same pattern. They are the people everyone depends on. They remember birthdays. They organize vacations. They coordinate holidays, check on aging parents, support their spouses, raise children. They carry emotional labor that nobody else even notices. And because they're so competent, everyone assumes they're fine. But confidence can be deceptive. Some of the most capable women I know are carrying extraordinary levels of stress. And they don't even realize it anymore because they've been carrying it for so long. It feels normal. The truth is that most good girls don't become good girls by accident. I can relate. This begins in childhood. Human beings are wired for attachment. When we're little, our brains are constantly asking, am I safe? Do I belong? Am I loved? For a child, belonging isn't optional, is it? It's survival. And many little girls learn very quickly what earns approval: being helpful, being easy, being agreeable, being mature, responsible, successful, pleasant. Again, none of these qualities are bad. The problem comes when we begin confusing love with performance. When we start believing that our worth comes from what we do rather than who we are. The brain is incredibly efficient. And so every time a behavior earns approval, the brain reinforces it. This is how neural pathways are formed. The pathway gets stronger, so the behavior becomes more automatic. And before you know it, you've spent decades operating from a script that was written for you before your prefrontal cortex was fully developed. I invite you to think about that. How many of the rules you live by today were created by a little girl trying to stay connected? Some that come to mind are: don't upset people, don't be difficult, don't ask for too much, don't make people uncomfortable, be grateful, be nice. We don't talk about that. Be accommodating, be easy to love, don't be too much. Those rules may have helped us survive childhood, but are they preventing you from living fully as an adult? Now let's talk about something I think is rarely discussed. The good girl is expensive. Not financially, maybe. But no, seriously, not financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Every role has a payoff, doesn't it? But every role has a cost. And eventually, the bill comes due. Let's start with the physical cost. When you spend your life monitoring everyone else's emotions, your nervous system rarely gets a break. You're constantly scanning. Who's upset? Who's disappointed? Who's uncomfortable? Who needs something? What did I forget? What should I be doing? This creates chronic stress, chronic cortisol, chronic vigilance, and the body keeps the score. You can count on that. It may show up as poor sleep, anxiety, exhaustion, burnout. Many women think they're tired because they're getting older. Sometimes they're tired because they've been carrying emotional responsibility for an entire community. Then comes the emotional cost. And this one is huge. I wonder if you relate. Resentment. I see this all the time. The good girl often becomes the resentful woman. Not because she's selfish, because she's overgiven for years. She says yes when she means no. She volunteers when she's already depleted. She takes care of everybody else and then wonders why no one takes care of her. The resentment grows quietly because resentment is often grief. Grief over the self we've abandoned. And then there's the identity cost. This might be the biggest one. I'd like to ask you a question. If nobody needed anything from you for the next month, who would you be? Not what would you do? Who would you be? Many women have no idea. They've become so identified with being useful that they've lost touch with themselves. And that's painful. This is where alcohol enters the chat, comes into the story. This is important. Many women are not drinking because they're irresponsible. They're drinking because they've been so responsible and because they're exhausted. Alcohol becomes permission to stop carrying. Sorry. Permission. Alcohol becomes permission to stop caring, to stop performing, to stop managing everything and everyone. Permission to stop carrying everyone else's expectations. For a few hours, the good girl gets to clock out. And that feels amazing until it doesn't. Because alcohol doesn't remove the burden, it only postpones it. And when the alcohol wears off, the stress is still there. The responsibilities, still there. Except now you're behind schedule. The anxiety is worse. And now the body is paying a biological price too. So the cycle continues. Try harder, do more, be better. Drink to recover. Drink to relax. Repeat, repeat, repeat. I've been thinking about this a lot lately in my own life. My children are grown. My youngest graduated from high school just 2 weeks ago and is heading off to college in August. It sounds crazy to say that because I've been a mom since I was 24 and I'm 55 now. So my children are pretty much grown. I'm a grandmother now. I've survived cancer. I've stopped drinking. I've built a career I love. And for the first time in decades, I'm entering a season with more space, real space. And I've discovered something surprising. I'm going to talk straight here. Freedom sounds wonderful until you have it. And then it becomes a question. Who am I when I'm not constantly needed? What do I want? Not what everybody else wants. What do I want? I don't know when I asked myself that question, if I'm being honest. That's a different conversation. But you know what? I'm here for it because I'm clear and I'm open and I'm curious. And yeah, I'm sad, a little bit scared. It can be all the things. I think many women spend years avoiding these questions because once you ask that question, things start changing. So, what replaces the good girl? Not selfishness, not bitterness, not becoming hard. I am a former good girl, and I didn't need to be replaced by a selfish woman. I was replaced by an honest woman, a woman who tells the truth, A woman who can now say no. A woman who understands that setting boundaries are not punishments, they're information. They're pathways to great communication. A woman who realizes that people can be disappointed and still love her. It's liberating. And when you experience it, might be one of the most liberating truths you'll ever learn. People can disagree with you and still love you. People can be disappointed and still respect you. People can be uncomfortable and you can still be okay. Chances are they will be too. So maybe the question isn't, how do I become a better good girl? Maybe the question is, what does the woman underneath the good girl want? What dreams has she postponed? What adventures has she delayed? What boundaries has she avoided? What truth has she been afraid to tell? What would she do if she no longer needed everyone's approval? Can you sit with that? Think about it. The answer might change your life. Maybe alcohol wasn't the only thing you needed to let go of, or still need to let go of. Maybe alcohol was a pathway, a gateway to figuring out what's next. Maybe by letting go of alcohol and doing the first thing, you can let go of the woman who believed she had to earn her place in the world by taking care of everyone else. In my experience, personally, and over 5.5 years of coaching with AFL, I've discovered that women who struggle with alcohol tend to push themselves even harder, do more, blur more boundaries in an effort to prove that they're okay. I invite you to take that first step. Give the good girl some time off. If this episode resonated with you, subscribe wherever you're listening and share it with a woman who needs to hear it. Us women are so good at supporting each other, cheering each other on. And I want to see you cheer for yourself. If you're questioning your relationship with alcohol, good. Give yourself that permission. We'd love to help. At Alcohol Free Lifestyle, we help high-achieving people build a life they don't need to escape from. You can simply text your first name to Kai at area code +1 361 321 7764. He'll tell you more about Project 90. Again, that's country code +1 361 321 7764. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take good care of you. You are worth it.